Hi everyone, welcome to a new podcast that we're starting here. We're hoping to put out a video once per week, and it's basically just going to be a group of people, which is right now me, Warzone, Noname Nate, RSMVpleasure, and Fuzzy, attempting to talk about the latest updates to Runescape and how they affect the game, what we think about them, etc. We'll also delve into other topics just based on what we want to talk about, and yeah, hope you enjoy. We don't have a name for it right now. It's pretty hard to think of a name, so if you guys can think of something and post it in your comments, that'd be epic. But until then, we're going to be unnamed, and we're going to go around real quick and just throw out a few introductions so you know who we are, like which voice is who, and etc. I'll start. I'm Joey. That's my real life name. My RSN is Warzone. I've been playing for quite a while. Made some videos here and there, but never really was that popular, I guess. And just starting a new show now because it seems like kind of a fun thing to do. We're kind of copying a StarCraft 2 podcast called State of the Game, and also one called Inside the Game. So we are aware of the podcast Regicidal setup like a week ago or something, and it's unfortunate that his decided to come out at about the same time as ours because it kind of looks like we're copying him, but we've been thinking about doing this for an extended period of time, and it is not our intent to copy him, and I don't really think there's too little room in the market for two podcasts, so that's it. You want to do your intros, guys?
Alright, my name's Hunter. Everyone calls me Fuzzy. My RuneScape name is Warzone Junior because I just got my account back after being hijacked for 6 months and just starting all over again. I'm almost maxed. Yeah.
Alright, I'm Nate, Noname Nate. I've been making videos on YouTube for about a year now, or no, 2 years now. Fairly popular, I guess you would call it that. I have a maxed account with Maxcape, and I have a maxed range tank right now. And yeah.
You forgot to mention your two
Yo, what up?
Or Zerker peers, man.
Oh shit, yeah, man, range tank, bro.
Fuzzy has two Zerkers.
Oh yo, what
There
up?
you go, Brady.
Brady.
I'm so mean.
So mean.
Poor Mass Warzone's a douchebag comment. Go ahead.
Yo, what up? Brady, RSMVpleasure here, and before I get interrupted again, but yeah, I've been making vids for like, I don't know, a year, some shit like that. I don't know. I'm shit at RuneScape. Everyone in here has like at least 10 more 99s than me, so yeah, I'm bad, but I just ate some chicken, so my breath smells like shit. Alright, thanks.
You want me to add in that, it's Fuzzy again. I have 2 max Zerkers actually also, but I don't play on either of them, so.
Yeah. So we're just going to start with the QBD as our first topic and talk about what we think of that new boss, and that's basically it. All there is to it. And anybody have any like first impressions they want to share? Like when you first got there, what did you think of the boss? Was it like
Flop?
Well, when you first got in there, you were like, this is freaking awesome, because it's like, you're fighting the boss and it's huge as shit. Then it, like, once you actually find out how easy it is, it's just a big flop.
Yeah.
Yo, Joey heard me, dude. I was screaming, dude. I was scared. I like peed my pants and I got down in 3 hits.
Brady over here forgot to take an anti-fire. That was good.
No, I drank it, dude. I don't even know. I just forgot to keep eating.
He was like 150 life points when he went in.
I think one thing that we should probably address is the fact that Jagex still hasn't managed to fix the thing where you lose items on the first day of the boss coming out because they don't know how to do their gravestones.
Yeah.
Nate?
Nate
I
still
think it was
has no
because
void.
too many gravestones or whatever, like in the same. Like,
Yeah, I think there was stuff piling on top of each other, and then it just vanishes because you can't put,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, you can't put 2 gravestones on top of each other, and there wasn't
this
enough
happened
room.
last time they came out with something big like this. It was the Ritual of...
For sure, Nomad, it happened too.
But a
Ritual
bigger
of the
one was the
Majorat.
Ritual of the Majorat quest. And, like, there was mass item loss there. I know Darden lost a Divine and everything like that, so... Like, you would just think that Jagex would learn after all this shit. Like, really, it's kind of sad that they can't
It's Jamflet.
fix simple things like that. Because the saddest part about it is that they end up patching it, like, 2 or 3 days later. they end up adding a bunch more gravestone sites and things like that to the QBD, and like, why don't you just start with that? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
I guess
Like, if you're gonna make that low of a requirement for that easy of, or for that kind of boss, you expect so many
the low
people to do
requirement
it.
Nate's talking about is 60 summoning, by the way. So yeah,
That's it.
it's pretty low.
Yeah. I think the items themselves were flops. To be honest, they're terrible. They're not. I'd never use them. Never ever ever would I ever buy a dragon kite.
It does seem like one of the most useless dragon items in the game. At least the other dragon items seem to like have some sort of decent defense.
I mean, Dragon Defender is so much better than a Dragon Kite Shield. I mean, defense doesn't really matter.
But even then, like Deep Weight and stuff like that has a lot of defense.
Chaotic Kite.
Yeah. Any Chaotic, dude. I think even the Chaotics not designed to absorb melee are better than the D-Kite.
Yeah, definitely. Also, the Royal Crossbow I was expecting to be somewhat better, because in a player versus player situation, range is the most ineffective piece of shit ever. And with the Royal Crossbow, it doesn't do very good damage in a player versus player situation. Well, you can, but it's like really freaking like you're hitting tens. Like
it doesn't lock on PvP, does it? Yeah, that's
it doesn't lock on PvP.
I don't know.
So,
but the actual boss fight itself for the QBD, I personally thought was really good. Just discounting the items and everything, I thought it was really fun to be able to use a little bit of strategy. I think that Jagex overhyped it a little bit on how good it was going to be, but
yeah,
Hypescape.
Well, at first it was like really hard or whatever. Like everybody in the call or whatever, like everyone was having trouble and stuff like that. But like after like it comes to like after a few days of the boss being out, pretty much everyone really knows what to do.
Understand it.
Yeah, when you understand it, it's pretty much just easy from there. But I think it was a really well put together boss. I just think the drops could have been a little bit better.
And it should have came out like 4 years earlier.
Well, there's
yeah,
that,
true.
But I mean, whatever. That's not something we can really complain about. I don't think.
April Fool's D-Kite.
Okay, yeah, that was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So for those of you who haven't played that long, several years ago, Jagex does an April Fool's joke where they release D-Kite, but it's actually just like, you know, the kites you go outside and fly?
An
it's actually like a
kite.
kite, and you walk around with it. It's just fucking stupid, but yeah. I don't know, my biggest problem is they made a huge deal about how the boss was going to be, like, use strategy and all this shit, and then, like, it was actually going to be difficult to kill even for 120s and all that, but the strategy that you use is, like, running back and forth between a fire wave. That's, like, legitimately the only strategy you need. You dodge the fire wave, and yeah, you should be fine. As long as you kill the one guy that's time-stopping on the last phase. I don't know. I mean, there are strategies that you can use to minimize some damage taken, such as, like, dodging the Tortured Souls attacks, but I wouldn't consider that a strategy to kill the boss. It's a strategy to kill the boss a little bit more effectively, but when you can kill it without using strategy, and when it's been advertised as a strategy-based boss, I think it's just a gigantic disappointment to the people who actually wanted the boss like that.
Yeah, but I think it's a start to something new or whatever for like other bosses to come, like QBD or not. I still can't get that shit right, dude.
QBD, but
KQ or whatever.
Yeah, I think the same thing because of with like phases. They put that into next, and then they're starting to put it into all their bosses, I believe now, just to add more variety and I don't know, try to make it seem harder. Because I mean, once you've figured out how to actually do next, it's easy as hell. But until then, it was no one knew what the hell they were doing for a couple weeks.
Had to be like a 50-man mass.
Same with.
Yeah, exactly.
Same with dungeoneering bosses, because that's where they're getting most of their ideas from for newer bosses. You know.
Yeah, and a lot of dungeoneering bosses actually take some sort of strategy to kill.
Yeah, there's Behemoth and Calgar and all that.
Not. Yeah, like it's not really complex strategy, but it's still some sort of strategy.
It's
so
more
it's
than
just
the
like a start,
slugfest,
like,
that
which is good.
Dungeon. Where you just go in there and you attack and go instead. It's so boring.
Oh man, dude, Grardor, it's too easy. It's too repetitive.
I think when somebody can solo a boss in like bronze or without any gear, the boss is just too easy. If it drops like expensive items.
No, I mean, you got to think of it. We're thinking of a max point of view for the most part, though. I mean, I guess it is still hard for lower levels like 90s through 120. But once you have a comp cape and overloads and turmoil and a yak, there's not really anything hard.
Sure, they need.
Yeah.
They really.
Completely
They made
honest.
QBD seem
I mean-
like it was going to be some difficult boss, even for the high levels. It just frankly wasn't.
Well, I mean, you have flasks and you have. It's just
Like,
too easy.
it's difficult if you don't have Torva Divine, or if not, screw Divine. You just need Torva.
Yeah.
If you have the extra HP from Torva.
For the
Yeah.
first day, at least.
Yeah, once you figure out methods. it's
And
all
if you have
easy.
Torva, the boss is like a joke, even if you don't know how to do it. You just sit there and you can take everything, and it doesn't even matter. It's really, really sad. Because Rune Shark was the one who did it on the first day with Torva, and it was like a big deal or something, but it wasn't once people realized, oh, this is fucking ridiculously easy. And
When you have that much HP, I mean, it makes
Yeah.
such a difference. And then you have flasks.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't get to play when the update came out, but it's ridiculous.
I don't know. I just think they need a. The boss itself was kind of cool, but they marketed it slightly wrong. They made it seem like it was going to be some super high level content that would be impossible to do.
They made it way too high level.
Yeah, it's like
also.
at level 2001.
Isn't it like 2000?
2000
What level
is
is it? I haven't even
Or
done it
something
yet.
like 2100, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It's so
2100.
higher than Next.
Some guy just joined Max and
It's
spammed
easier.
Hail Hitler.
What?
I'm not even kidding.
What?
dude.
The fuck?
Wow.
Right.
It was
It's
man.
random.
Anyway,
Alright. Next topic, or
I guess there are the D-bone kits. Yeah,
wait,
I
wait,
don't
the
really
Dragon
think
Bone
about
kits.
QBD, and
oh,
those are
okay.
yeah.
Those actually look pretty
I'll
legit.
post
I'm
a
not
picture
gonna
on the
lie.
screen real quick here for you guys, and you can see what they look like with full dragon. But
And Infinity,
Yeah.
it looks sexy as
It's-
hell.
I didn't actually really
Yeah,
like the Infinity. I just thought it looked kind of derpy, but I really like the
I
Dragon.
think it's cool that they added
Mhm.
that.
But the sad thing is, you can't use it on the D guide, of course.
They might have patched that.
Yeah.
Did they?
I
When
don't
it came
know
out, you
yet.
couldn't use it on it. Maybe now you can, but
hmm
none of us are actually going to buy a D kite because we don't like. There's no reason to buy
I
one.
We
have no
don't
yet.
need a D square.
It looks terrible. I'm not gonna lie. Like
It's not a kite shield. I'm telling you, it's a
I don't know.
square shield.
The square shield looks more like the kite.
It seems
to be
pretty
honest.
rectangular to me, to be
Yeah.
completely honest. Alright.
well, anyway, that's
Yeah.
like really all there is to QBD. I mean, kind of a joke.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean,
Anyway, today the BTS for June came out, and the video for it also came out, and there's some rather contested things that,
probably tell
Behind
them
the
what
scenes,
BTS means,
BTS.
you know, behind the scenes.
but
Yeah.
just in case you don't know,
Just in case,
the abbreviations we use. Anyway, so it's probably one of the worst BTSs I've ever read, and I'll just start with the first part and read parts of it, or summarize it, I guess, because it's quite a long article. The Fish Flingers minigame, distraction and diversion, whatever you want to call it, is going to be updated, and basically, before the update, games took 90 minutes to start. Like, there's only a game every 90 minutes, so basically nobody did it because it was a fucking waste of time. But now it's going to be every 20 minutes a game will start, and it's supposed to help it so like people actually want to do it and it becomes somewhat worthwhile doing. And I mean that's okay; they can update their games all they want. But they're also adding the level 5 tackle box, which is the highest reward from the fish
Dun,
fish
dun,
flingers,
dun.
as a completion escape requirement, a normal completion escape requirement. And this,
You want to
Yeah,
know
that's
how long
8
that'll
hours.
take? Drum
or
roll.
not 8 hours, 8 weeks. My bad. I wish it was 8 hours.
8
If it was
hours?
8 hours. I
8
would-
8
weeks.
hours, dude. I
8
would
weeks.
like
It's
that.
8 weeks.
Oh
of
my
playing
God.
To get that. To get that thing done.
Just
Yeah.
to where they complicate again, you know?
Because you can only get 2 points a day.
Well, that's with the update. Right now it's like
Yeah, and I
and
like
you
1.7
need
right now.
500.
like if you think about it, all right, so there is what if you think of trim comp cape, everything takes a long time, but if you're thinking about like normal comp cape,
Well,
nothing
it's not
takes
even
over
the
a
time,
week
it's
to
the fact
get.
that trimmed comp is basically almost all minigame requirements, and the completion escape is things around the game
Yeah.
to do. That, like, they added temple trekking into regular comp cape, which was kind of questionable, but it was like bearable because it was 20 hours and you could grind it if you wanted to. And by the time you're like maxed out,
You can't grind that. That's,
Yeah, there's no
that's
way
the
to
worst
grind it.
part. I mean, you can't
you're
grind
only able to get
fish
2
flingers.
points a day or whatever. And
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
24 a
basically,
week.
for those of you that
That's-
don't know, Fish Flingers is a fishing minigame where you I don't actually 100% know what you do in it. It's that bad.
Honestly, I've
don't
never
either.
I went
played
there
it.
once and
I've
I
never
lost
played
the
it.
songs, and
Me too.
I haven't even done that.
It legit took me a week to get the song unlocked because every time I went to go there, it was like 90 minutes till game. I was like, son of a
you
bitch.
wait 90 minutes and you're doing something else and you completely forget. It's just like, God damn it. But I don't disagree with them putting, like, trying to update fish flingers and making it good. But what the biggest problem that we have is that
Comp cape.
we're almost all comp capers, and we find lately the updates have been just adding more and more requirements to the comp cape that, frankly, nobody actually gives two shits about. Like, and Jagex is
Yeah.
attempting to stimulate.
Well,
Yeah, for trim comp cape,
it
it's
makes
okay.
sense,
Like,
though.
it makes
I mean,
sense.
because if you think of like strange rocks, that you have to do it every week, and same with like the court summons, and that's like an every week thing, pretty much like how that is, like because that's an everyday thing, and it takes
Yeah.
500 tickets or whatever. That's like
An everyday
Every
thing.
week thing is not as bad as the everyday thing, though. Like, the everyday thing is like you miss one day and then you're
Yeah,
behind a
dude.
lot.
yeah, you're behind 2 more tickets, and
Yeah.
You
I
have to
don't
do it another day.
And it's not like you can do it once a day. I mean, you have to do it. You have to get 2 tickets a day for like 8 weeks. So I don't know. That seems more of a. I don't know. You could get the Chompy Bird hat, 5,000 kills, and like a whole bunch of Castle Wars games
Yeah.
done before that 8 weeks.
That's the problem with
So,
it. It just
Yeah.
doesn't make much sense that you have to do that. And the Jagex is trying to
Yeah.
stimulate their dead content, which, if there's a reason it's dead, it's 'cause it sucks. And they're trying to stimulate it with their max players because they add it to they add
Fishing
comp cape
controller.
requirements to the new things they come out with, or the updates, and they make all the max players go there for like 2 weeks or whatever. And then it's dead again as soon as everyone
then
gets
it's
their
dead
requirements.
again.
Like, the only people that still go there.
Yeah.
And you'll have those random people that just got comp cape
Yeah.
are the only ones that are still doing it. The people are getting
Or there's the
comp
people
cape
that actually do the
requirements,
minigames, like that one retard with 27,000 mobilizing armies rank. It's like,
Joey just
Yeah, I got
finished
my
up
imbued
getting
rings today.
his imbued rings, and he
just got some food rings after having comp cape for a
yeah,
couple
yeah.
weeks.
And I was in the game with the
Month
one
or
rank
whatever.
mobilizing armies, and he quick chatted his rank,
Oh,
and I just, like, my jaw dropped in surprise and pity for him. It was sad. His rank, 27,000 mobilizing armies, like 27,000 rank, not 27,000 in the world, 27,000 rank. That is like 95 days of mobilizing armies.
I think I have 336, and that's like you can get
Yeah,
how many
12 an
ranks? You can
hour.
get 12 an hour, right? I think it's 12 an hour. 12 an hour,
27,000.
dude.
That's over 2,500
Oh my
hours.
God. He could have
That's
got.
It's
longer
longer
He
than
could have got
Trim
2,000.
Comp.
Yeah, it's longer than Trim Camp.
It's sad. I felt so bad for him. I just
Oh,
canned him
man.
out immediately, and then.
It's like a Jabram Jr.
Yeah.
over here.
But anyway, so the fishing flingers game is like I think we pretty much all unanimously support them trying to make it playable.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, they give more XP or whatever, and they're adding like the bigger fish and stuff, but that's not going to help a
Yeah,
comp
yeah,
caper.
making the
You already
comp
have
caper do
99
it.
fishing, and
Mhm.
you're not going to trade that. C2 fishing is
And they can't
hands
make
down
it
the
faster
fastest
than
XP.
C2. Like, that would be
and-
ridiculous. Yeah.
They're not going to. They're not. That'd be
Yeah, they're
just a dumb
making,
idea
they're
in the
making so
first
many things
place.
so fast to make fishing fast too. It's like, well, now maxing takes like 500 hours instead of 20,000. But yeah, it just doesn't make much sense the way they're doing it.
I think it was a flop of an update for comp capers.
The general
but-
idea behind the update's good. It's just pushing it on the comp capers is bad.
Yeah.
And you could push it on trim, but not normal comp.
Yeah, normal comp is
Hmm.
kind of meh.
I don't. I mean, that's just a It's like I don't know, tasks and quests and stuff that you would actually do. It's not all that random. Like 5K Castle Wars games, no normal comper like would do that. Anyone with normal comp cape, you have to go above
Doesn't
and
make any
beyond.
sense.
It's
It really
just-
doesn't. And the 5K Castle Wars games is also
Exactly.
retarded. Let's just be honest for a second. Like, no.
Yeah. 2,000
It's
hours.
86
of Castle
days
Wars.
gameplay.
If you don't,
86 days gameplay. It's 70
Is it
days gameplay if
86?
you don't
That's
count the time in between the games, but you have to count that.
yeah, it's like a 5-minute wait.
Yeah.
That's
And
a
you
lot
don't
of time, though.
yeah. And then if you disconnect or something, they put that 10-minute timer on it now, so you have to be in at least the last 10 minutes of the game, or you don't get. It doesn't count as a game played. So you
What
get
the
screwed
yeah.
over even more now. Like it
'Cause you can
actually takes a
disconnect
couple
or,
more
like,
days.
Like just something goes wrong and you have to leave or something.
Yeah, disconnect, server lag, or yeah,
Yeah.
you just have to
And
do
like
something.
honestly, I'm gonna be. Have you guys been to Castle Wars in the last month? I was there the other day trying to.
No,
get a few
I haven't.
games,
I
and
kinda want-
I was trying to find a good place to AFK, and apparently above the waiting room is the best place to do it. And that is the highest concentration
it?
of 138s that you'll ever find on RuneScape, and I'm not shitting you. Like I walked up that ladder, and there were 100+ people there, that were all 138 AFK. And that's what.
Yes,
RuneScape's
oh,
coming
you
to.
know,
It's
I
like,
mean-
what the fuck, dude.
They if you think about it that way, like now that you're saying that,
Yeah,
that kind of
'cause now there's a
ruined
bunch of people that
Castle
join and don't
Wars.
play. It's like Jagex is trying to
Yeah,
stimulate their content
alright,
by
but-
making people play it instead of making it fun and making people want to play it.
Yeah, making it more entertaining. They just
They made a good content update for the thing and made it fun to play. People would play it regardless of whether or not they were required to play it. And that's what Jagex needs to be
Right.
doing, not doing these updates. But I think we kind of beat that horse to death.
Dude, we beat that
Yeah,
horse. I was
he-
just like getting
he-
real quiet near the end. I was like,
say we need to
Yeah.
hop on a different train or
So,
something. Cause
The next thing in the behind the scenes is the Crucible, which
Horse
is the
is
replacement
dead.
of Bounty Hunter or the return of Bounty Hunter.
oh, like
And this is kind of fun. The Crucible, you have to go level 60 or higher to enter, and it's basically Bounty Hunter target mode.
It's
Yeah.
old bounty hunter, like
And there's-
old BH. I'm guessing.
It's like
Mhm.
Crater BH. Yeah.
Crater BH, not like wild
You get the
build
people's
BH.
drops,
That's the
full
best part
drops,
about
You
it.
can only kill your target, and I mean that's okay.
Can
There's no
your
broke.
target? You can't attack random people.
I don't like that either, but I
Ooh,
mean,
I don't. It'll be interesting, I'd say, but I don't know. I like the whole not multi thing though, like where clans, ARMS teams, and stuff would be out in the middle of the thing, and someone would teleport out to their BH target and just get dropped because they're in the middle of
Yeah.
the crater and there's ARMS teams out there.
it
yeah.
was stupid
That
because you
was
couldn't
just
really
kind
target
of
hunt.
BS, to be honest. No, you couldn't target hunt. You couldn't actually go for target actual BH kills. You can only do rogue kills.
I never really PK'd during
But
the
anyway,
creator, so no comment.
Basically, the creator's coming back with targets only, and you get all the loot, that's okay. But then the problem is, and I'll quote, players gain points through noble actions, e.g., not running away, and victories. These points can,
My God.
These
The
points can
OP.
be spent on unique deaths, titles, and jingles to play to your slaughtered foes. The points are also used to determine a brand new feature to RuneScape, the Supreme Champion. Now this is where it gets interesting. If you have a high ranking
This
within a
is-
Crucible
oh,
game,
man.
you'll have the chance to be temporarily elevated to the status of a Supreme Champion. You'll be rendered invincible for a whole minute, and will be given access to a raft of brand new weapons, only to be used within the Crucible. So you can go on a mad, crazy rampage, where you can slaughter anyone in your way. Harnessing the dark powers discovered by the Crucible's keepers, each weapon is suitable for different combat styles, with melee warriors claiming Annihilation, rangers wielding Decimation, and majors holding the mighty Obliteration.
I don't know, man. I don't
It's
know.
dumb.
That OP is
People
fuck
are
you.
gonna
boost
abuse the fuck out of that.
They're gonna boost
Yeah.
up to it, and then they're gonna go.
They're
kill
gonna
people
boost
with
up
high
to
risk.
that shit, dude.
They're gonna go chop
Yeah.
people for like sets of Bandos and
Yep.
Torva and stuff because I don't think if you're in combat
we
you
don't know
can
about
leave the
that.
crater. So, well, I'm thinking of back
could leave the crater
from
when you're in
crater. I
combat.
mean, you can. Well, yeah, if you actually had to have loot in your inventory that wasn't yours. But I wonder if they'll add a looting system or
Well,
something
no, if
like
you can only
that.
attack
You'd
your
think
target,
they
then
would.
there's
I
no need
mean,
for a looting system.
yeah, true.
The thing that I kind of want them to
Those
bring
were
back
fun.
is like statuettes and brawlers. Honestly,
Yeah,
those
I don't
made
think
it
anyone's
fun.
ever gotten
There's a
brawlers
few.
off fucking
Uh,
revs, like, to be
yeah.
honest.
Like
Oh,
a
you don't-
select few. I mean, like by few, I mean 0.
Yeah,
Honestly, I've never
I've
heard
heard
of
of
anyone
cooking.
getting a pair of brawlers from revs.
Whoopie doo.
Yeah, but
Wow.
oh. I have years in my bank.
But I mean, it's just ridiculous. Straight up fucking ridiculous that you can have a Supreme Champion title and you can go around and basically rape everybody.
It's gonna be so overpowered that
I don't know. Any
Yeah.
thoughts? It's just a bad update. Like,
Gay.
I know. I saw that shit and I was just like straight up face palms.
the one
Like,
that I don't like. I mean, it's a good update
Yeah.
until then. Like, if you think
when
about
I
it,
opened this behind the scenes article, I read the entire thing and I was through the fish flingers and I was thoroughly pissed off and I'm like, wow, fuck. And then I started the bounty hunter thing and it looked really, really, really good until the Supreme Champion part, and I'm like, now I'm completely disappointed at this BTS. It just looks straight awful. The only redeeming aspect of the month is the combat thing, and we'll talk about that later. But yeah, the Supreme Champion is just a dumb idea. You can't give somebody else an advantage in a player versus player situation where items are at risk. It's just unacceptable. Yeah, that's just
They'll abuse the hell out
completely
of it.
unacceptable.
Yeah,
That they're willing to do that. I am not going to be high risking in there.
honestly, it might not be as good as we think, though, either. So we'll have to see.
I'm gonna be running around
the
in monk
terminology
robes the
that
first day.
Jagex used for this and the weapon names that they announced make it seem like it's going to be pretty fucking good. Annihilation, decimation, and obliteration.
It's gonna be a flopsy like QBD. It's gonna be a flopsy like QBD.
flop.
I hope Supreme Champion. This is like the only thing I hope actually flops. The Supreme Champion thing.
Yep.
I hope the fish
Oh, for the
flingers
record,
actually
we
flop.
haven't actually received
Just a
like
trend,
game-wide
at least.
confirmation of the requirement for regular Compcape, but it was announced in the as the behind-the-scenes video, and the
As
guy said it would be a
behind-the-scenes
requirement for
video.
Completion Escape. And I don't know who he is or if he has anything to do with anything, so maybe he didn't. Maybe he forgot to say trimmed.
We don't know.
Well, it didn't say
We're assuming
which
both.
completion escape either. So I mean,
I think I think he would say trim completionist though, to be honest. Like, cause if he's gonna be professional about it, you might as well say trim. Then not get all the comcapers hyped up.
I
Like,
don't even think they'd mention the trim
But
requirement.
that might be
to
why
honest.
they're
Like, I think if it was the
well-
trim requirement, it wouldn't affect enough people to be worth mentioning in the video.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
yeah,
'Cause, I mean,
true.
it's only like
I
what,
think it's like 50.
30, 60? It's like 60. I don't even know if the. Yeah. I mean, those
Yeah, it's
people-
like 53 now or something.
Yeah.
I
There's
checked on
actually a
High
record
Level
of it.
forums the
there?
other
I'll
day.
look at that. Cool.
Yeah, there's a record of it.
Well, yeah, we do.
You learn
Anyways-
something new every day.
On the bounty hunter topic, though.
Only a
Yeah.
Anything?
I just, yeah. Well, no, I was just never mind. I was talking about
Pets and brawlers.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, legit. Like, bring
No,
that
it's-
shit back.
it won't happen.
You know,
It'll
the
bring
thing
a
is, I
lot
really
more money
hated
back
the
into the
whole thing
economy
where
that
you
really
didn't get the
doesn't
high
have to be
loot,
put in.
like high risk loot from your opponent if they were risking high, or if you were risking high. That was a real pain in the ass.
hmm But when you killed somebody for like a rune set, you'd get an
It was
ancient
fun.
stat and be like,
Like,
"Holy shit!"
PK and rune actually had meaning.
Yeah, but but I hate when you'd kill someone for like a bando set and you'd get whenever I killed, like I did it a while ago and I dropped a kid for it was an AGS and full bandos and I was mystic hybriding with a DDS and I
Killed
spec'd
two
a 400 and I got a law rune
Man.
drop of 4 law runes.
Damn, dude, you
For-
could tell
for
me
a
to like
bando
get fucked
set
4
and
times.
I'm like, I'm glad that they changed that. Like, that's why I voted for free trade and all that shit to come back, because I thought that was just like straight bullshit. But like, if I think what they should do is like, instead of that supreme gay shit where you're like invincible and go and murder like 1,000 people and take all their banks and shit, like, go and like every time you get a kill or whatever, you get a certain amount of points, and with those points you can go and buy like the old BH rewards or whatever. Not like the stats or like anything like that, but you can like buy like things like brawlers
That's
or
actually a
things
really
that could
good
be
idea.
like actually useful. Instead
Yeah,
of something that just
Build up a lot of points.
Yeah, like-
'Cause you know it takes so many points to get a pair of brawlers, but I mean agility brawlers, man. Those
yeah.
the things
No,
I
I
would
actually
do
don't
for
care
a pair of
about brawlers
agility
anymore, but-
brawlers.
Yeah, I know, me neither. But for my tank, anyways, dude, mining would be go by so quick. I'm like halfway to my next level, and it's like, okay, one sec, I'll get that in 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I just think they could have like thought of something better than just like I mean, like I'd imagine like if like a lot of people are running around with that like Supreme shit,
I
like
think
they
it's only
form
one
teams
person
and shit
that
like
has
that,
it
then
at a
like it's
time.
just like, well, fuck, you're screwed. Like,
It's
Yeah.
one person, but
in
people.
the entire like crater,
It's
or is
just
it just
one
against the target?
yeah.
Like,
No,
I don't know.
Somehow I
the
think you're gonna be
entire
able to go
crater,
rogue when you
but
have
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are going to be. I mean, it makes sense. But
Does
you're not. Yeah, I don't know. You can go.
Is it gonna like, be like when as soon as you go in it activates, or when you start fighting? Because if it's as soon as you go in, then I think that could be good. Because like unless you're like directly like teleported in front of your target, then like it's not gonna be that much
Well,
time
I
in
don't
the
know. We
fight
don't
that
know
you're
exactly
invincible.
how Crucible
So
is gonna work,
Mhm.
but I have a feeling if it's only target fighting, you're not gonna be put far away from your target. It wouldn't make sense.
No, you're.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a tele option probably too. I mean, and it wouldn't
Target
matter
could
even if
fight
there
till they
is
block.
Aaron's teams. Yeah, well, yeah, but that's one risk
Well,
you have
Aaron's
to be
teams
willing to
wouldn't work,
take.
so.
So.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. Is Aram's teams won't work because I mean you can't attack people. Armadale
I don't know.
Storm is still gonna be OP. So
No.
I just think you're gonna be able to overload and shit like that in there.
I don't know how that's gonna
No,
fit when they have this new
definitely not.
combat
They'll
update,
never put
though.
that in
Like, right
PvP.
now, no. But maybe when the combat update happens.
yeah, we might,
Yeah.
we might as
Well,
well
I
just
have one thing I
switch
wanted to say about
topics
that.
right now.
Is
and
that I was
do
thinking about a way to possibly make EP work again in the statuettes. And what I was thinking is that
Ooh,
well, it was like
Those-
EP could instead of being like
That'd be good.
the amount of money you got as a drop, it could be like how much percentage of a chance you had of getting the other person's items. So if like you had 100% EP and you killed somebody for bandos, you got the bandos. Or if you had like 75 EP, you had a 75% chance of getting it.
Yeah,
I think that would make EP work
That's
pretty
how it
well, and
should
you'd also have
work, yeah.
statuettes. And EP would function both in the same way for statuettes and
Mhm.
for the thing. Like you'd have a 75% chance of getting a better statuette or whatever.
and it'd be a random like of
Yeah.
getting a statue at all. To be honest, like I mean, because if you did it the way you were just saying, I mean, to get a better statue, but like what would
you
be the
just get more money.
standard, you know? So
that would actually be like really good, because then you'd be like, say you'd have like 100% or whatever. Like, all right, now I know I'm gonna get a statuette, but like, which one am I gonna get?
well,
You can
which
get one that's
will
5K.
it be? Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That gives you excitement to want to go and keep doing it until you get something good. Like,
And it's gonna bring like life back into PKing.
exactly. Yeah, it'll
Because,
fuck all those
yeah,
PKers, like PJers or whatever.
is
Like,
dropped right
Mhm.
now. And did you read that too? If you
No
go
PJ.
through, there will be no rush. Oh, obviously because there's no thing.
No
but
rushing, no PJing.
yeah,
that'll
that's
be-
very smart by Jagex, to be honest. But I honestly think they should have fixed the PJ system like back when they put back free trade and shit like that, because it's ridiculous like how much that shit happens. Like, it's
Mhm.
pretty much overrun with PJers using Storm Armor and Claws and shit. Like, the system is good except for the PJ time, and no one goes PK anymore because all there is out there is
so,
PJers.
I don't know. I mean,
I like
PJing
the
might
old
come back.
wilderness like system or whatever. I think it's good, but I just don't like how it's all fucked up now because they didn't fix the timer. Like,
Mhm.
I think it would be pretty at least decent. Like, it'd still have a pretty constant amount of people going to the wilderness to go
What I don't
PK
get
every
is
day.
how they
But
had such a great
it's pretty much
system
just dying
back there
out.
for PJing. Like you couldn't PJ.
yeah,
Basically, you couldn't.
I don't understand why that changed like at all. Like, they
Like,
should
how
have
could
kept
they
that.
do that?
They
Basically,
just wanted to bring it old schools.
It's
They
different
brought it
now, like,
exactly back the way it was.
I think Jagex was
but,
like,
I mean,
oh, the
I don't think that was
community's
the best.
Well,
Yeah.
communities complaining about
Well,
not
it's
having
because
what
there's
they
so
used to have, so
many.
we'll fine, we'll give them what they used to have. But they have to consider that one, the community doesn't necessarily know what's best. Like a lot of the times, when a lot of people don't like something, then they're in the right. It's probably something wrong with it, but it doesn't mean they understand exactly what is wrong with it. And as game developers, Jagex should have been able to
Mhm.
recognize
Right.
that. Okay, if we bring back the same system when there's D clause instead of a
Yeah,
DDS to
I
PJ somebody with, like yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
and creating all this new overpowered armor and weapons, like holy shit,
and the damage absorption.
it's not gonna work.
all this, and
Like, it's just like, I think they should honestly like sit down or whatever and create a poll and ask certain questions, like a yes or no question, to actually get like the majority of RuneScape's like people's like feed on
Yeah,
what
because
it is before they update it. Because like
everyone has different opinions.
exactly, yeah, and you want to get the majority opinion because you don't want to just release a random update and then we're like, oh yeah, this is cool. And then when you actually go into it, we're like, oh wow, well this is the shittiest part about it. Like, why did they do this? Like, if you actually ask the questions before you actually make the update, then that shit wouldn't happen, and the community can be a much
But
better.
you got to remember that the community did make the update for free to play.
Yeah.
Or
True,
for,
yeah.
free trade.
Free trade,
because
yeah.
it was-
That was true, yeah. But I think they should have included like a little bit more detail about like every update
I think
being
the
made.
developers blog should be a lot
They
better.
should have had
too.
different-
Like they should talk
yeah,
about the updates, and you should be able to provide feedback on the updates.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You should, yeah. You
What
should
I
be
really
able
like
to,
that
there should
Jagex
be
is
more
doing
Q
is
and A
when
and
they
type
announced this
stuff.
combat rework thing, I was so nervous. Like I was, oh shit. And then I read there's going to be an open beta, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I won't. I'm not even worried. Like Jagex might still not do the best job,
Mhm.
but we'll know in advance, and we'll be able
Yeah,
to provide
because
some
if it's a
feedback.
flop,
Yeah, I suggested that on a thread before.
Wait,
the,
Joey, didn't you suggest that?
What's face before the armor update, and like I got a bunch of shit from people in the community, and they were like, "Oh, you're just complaining that RS isn't old school anymore," and I'm like, "No, I'm complaining that Jagex is just gonna fuck up the game because the armor looks terrible." And lo and behold, the armor looks terrible, and
yeah.
yeah, we have the little
I
dick
still hate
flap
the
on
way that
everything.
Pandos looks.
Honestly, they had to do it.
Yeah, for Tal.
They do it for noobs. You got to remember that kind of stuff. I mean, old players. I mean,
Yeah, but like what I'm like curious about is like why are they doing all these? Yeah, but like why are they doing all these things for new players and stuff like that? But they're not like
to
doing
make
anything to actually reel them in. Like they're like making all these updates or whatever for people that like actually just started doing the game and like are getting into it now. But like, who's actually just joining RuneScape? Like no mass amount of people are joining Scape to like have for all these updates.
Buying RuneScape commercials on TV.
Exactly, dude. I've been saying this for like the longest time. If they fucking put commercials on TV, RuneScape would probably have a much larger community.
Yeah,
Dude.
a lot of games do.
Definitely.
Like WoW started doing that.
Exactly.
They
I'd
can use
like
some of that money to
shit,
scam
like-
us on the squeal for it.
I know, right?
Yeah, exactly. It should be that bad.
And upping
Oh,
the
yeah.
credit card prices per month to play this game.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
I do like that, like the
was a
FPS
great
fix
update.
when I came back to RS.
Yeah, that was the.
That was
was a
one
good
of their
update.
best
should've never had to be-
updates, but it
yeah.
should have never happened in the first place, to be honest. So. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it was like at least decent. Well, I'm glad that I'm not glad that that happened, but I'm glad that they attempted like to do something like regarding the bots, and that's why it happened. Because it didn't happen after the first bot nuke or whatever, and then the bots came back or whatever, which is sad. But like, they're trying to get rid of them at least. Like they got Jack Mob and shit now, so I'm just
It's impossible to get rid
Yeah.
of all of them, though.
yeah, true. There's so many different people that like can strip things so many different ways.
I think people just need to stop trying because they're just gonna keep going at them. I think until
Gonna
they
get their
stop.
asses.
There's
sued.
always going to be cheaters on
Yeah.
every.
Which is-
I have not heard anything about them suing anybody.
I mean, yeah, you're not gonna be able to stop people. They just want
I mean,
to get around.
this isn't really
certain
related to
things,
what we're talking about, so just go back to it.
Yeah.
This is like the longest tangent ever.
We went way off topic there.
Anyway, I think we've kind of put the Wildy into the ground now too.
Shit.
Yeah, we've actually done a pretty
Anyways,
good job of
we're
pounding
gonna move
these
on now to the
things into the
combat
dirt
beta,
for
and
sure.
this is featured in the RuneScape behind the scenes video. If you want to see this before you continue listening to us talk about it, you can click the link on the screen, and I'll have a video link for you guys, and you can just go watch the RuneScape video about it, and the description. But
Description.
Yeah. I forgot you couldn't do that.
For those of you who
You
are
see,
on
look
mobile.
at Nate here being the
Happy
pro
fans.
video maker.
Dude, like, I have to make sure that every one of my videos is available on mobile, because the top rated comment is like, it's not, I can't watch it
My
on
bad.
my iPhone. I'm like, okay.
Sorry, I forgot.
Give me 2
Yeah.
seconds.
But anyway, the combat beta, I don't really think there's much we can say about it other than it looks kind of cool and that, yeah.
Looks pretty badass, dude. Not
Mhm.
gonna lie. I don't know, but the one thing I want to say is the 500s I was seeing with the Rune
Well, no, no,
two-hander,
no.
and it was only bringing their HP down like 5.
Well, that's
wonder-
because the thing
Yeah,
had
that's 'cause
the
10,000.
monster they were attacking
Yeah,
was
it
a,
had 10,000.
Did they say
was
that?
by
Did they say
Jagex
Yeah, they did.
to
I
test
didn't
their
hear that.
combat on. So, yeah, it's just a
Alright.
NPC.
Because I saw it was an actual player.
Mhm.
Yeah, he had the old bandos
Alright,
on.
yeah,
You notice how he had the
okay,
old
that makes
bandos on?
sense then.
Vegas likes that
I'm
better.
gonna be like,
Yeah.
Old Bandos, old Slayer helm.
Yep.
Just like the temple tracking. Yep.
yo, I'm gonna be straight honest right now. When I like watch that shit, I got like man gravy like all over my screen and shit. I'm actually really excited for that. Like, I was really excited for the beta, and then I logged on this morning and I saw that shit in my inventory, like the beta contract, and I was like, yeah. And I went and I signed up. They're like, yeah, you're a very valuable player, and I was like, oh, sick, cool, awesome.
I get
and
that
then
for my
it's like,
tank and my
apparently
main.
I'm a valuable player, and I'm like, fuck, dude.
I think it has something to do with, like, I was reading and people have been saying, like, all over is that you have to have, like, a year, I think, straight of RS with, like, without stop paying or something. Like,
That's
people
what I
are
have on
saying
my
to
tank,
beta
and it said
test.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure for, like, maxed players, I mean, obviously, you have, like, upwards towards 400 to 900 days played, so, I mean, when you should, like,
I think you are.
you know what I mean?
are.
You should automatically be put
Max
into the
players are
beta,
basically.
in my
I'm
opinion.
pretty sure that you get in.
Are you? Because
I think
if they
put them
don't,
in,
that
I'm pretty sure.
honestly doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's
But
kind
we'll
of
see. We'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll have to talk about that again if it doesn't. I mean, that'd be a
It's kind of an interesting
letdown, to be honest, for me,
or it's
because
kind
I
of
haven't been able to
interesting
play.
that the beta doesn't start until the 26th, but we have like all this shit now about signing up for it. I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
Well,
I think it's a.
Actually, what
I think
it
it's just
is
like a
the,
pump up,
they're
you know.
trying
I
to
mean, it's trying to
figure
get
out how many
everyone like,
servers
oh
they
my
need to
god,
start
yeah.
And if they're doing that in advance,
True. But they're not going to let
You know,
everyone
if you-
know, right? Because it said only like
only X
Yeah,
certain
some
people
people,
get it. I
or-
don't remember what it
denied
is.
and stuff like that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, which is a lot of people.
I think it's like 50K people. Yeah.
it said something about on the weekends though that like
I think it's like
everyone
people
or
who got a
something will be able to
contract
do
can
it or something. I don't
on
remember, but
daytime, and then like
I don't-
people can do it on the weekends if they don't have one. I don't know.
right.
Yeah, I haven't looked into it that much. I don't really care
Yeah,
that
honestly,
much.
I don't really
about,
know too
how
much
the
about
beta
it.
works.
Well, I mean, we're all maxed, like
But anyways,
attack
the
wise.
attacks
So I mean,
themselves, it was kind of interesting.
Reborn.
It's kind of weird because you were seeing it in really bad graphics and in like a completely unfinished form, but it looks a lot different than RS. So
Mm-hmm.
such a random place between
Yeah.
between Fally and Barak, or between Fally and
Fally
the
and Tablet,
Barbarian
Yeah.
the village or whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know. I thought it was like really like even though it's like it's not done yet and stuff like that, but like I've been kind of waiting for something like that to happen for like the longest time, because if you think about it, like compare RuneScape to other games, like it's kind of like the same thing for combat. Like combat's such a huge thing or whatever in this game, and it's just like the same animation like
Completely
constantly.
luck based. Also.
Exactly, yeah. And this
That's
will
why I
actually
think
make
it-
it like look
yeah,
cool,
exactly.
and you can like do different type of strategy attacks like AoE and stuff like that. Like I just think it's gonna make this game like change a lot and be a lot more fun to like play, especially PvP wise and like Castle Wars. It might actually make Castle Wars like enjoyable with
It just
the new
makes
attacks
combat
and stuff
more
like
fun. I
Mhm.
honestly hope that you can still sort of like pay little bits of attention and still do well in combat, like versus NPCs at least. Because like the game was kind of fun because you didn't have to like
Yeah.
sit there and not stare at your screen without blinking and everything to make sure you want to fight against an NPC. It was you could look away, look at another browser real quick. That's part of what RS is. Yeah, you can go FAP or whatever.
Go FAP.
Yeah, that's actually what
Go fat.
I'm wondering about
Go
too. Is
fat.
Are they gonna update the NPC's attacks or
Oh,
whatever?
still me.
Like I guess it would kind of seem like unfinished if they updated like the players but not the NPCs or whatever. But like at the same time, like I kind of hope it doesn't
Well, that
do that
wouldn't be
because
bad,
it's
actually.
gonna
I'd
make
like
a lot of bosses harder.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Because
I mean,
eventually-
I like our bosses and stuff like that, but I
There
like
will be
things
stuff
that you
like
can
that,
just
like-
kind of like sit there relaxed and just kind of
chill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
yeah, hopefully.
The magic part kind of confuses me though.
The range looked really dumb.
Range does too for me because they have like they're talking about the sniping and whatever.
Yeah.
You can hold it and be more accurate. Like that seems like it'll make range worse than it already is. Because I mean,
And then
what-
like you're doing the 99, the 99 range amount. I'm like, what the fuck?
a range emote and it's
Yeah,
hitting
I
like a
don't know,
shitload
man.
of damage. Yeah,
I know, right?
I don't know. It's just beta. We'll see.
Honestly, I think my favorite part about that though is like how you can like jump from one place to another like really fast or teleport or whatever. Like I think that's chill as fuck. How you can just like run up on like someone and be like, "Yo, nigga, I got a gat, what's up?" And just cap a nigga like, yeah.
What?
Moving away from the weird
What?
comment.
Anyways,
So far, the
Anyway.
combat update it just looks okay. I mean, nothing wrong with it, I guess. It's an early beta form, so it's kind of hard for us to provide a constructed opinion on it because we really don't know exactly what we're seeing. The JMods seemed pretty uncomfortable in the video, if I'll say so myself. Like,
Oh yeah, dude, they were really fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah, I guess they like were really nervous to be honest, because like if you actually think about it, like most of the updates,
it's kind of it's a make or break. I mean, they have it right on the thing saying that it's their biggest update ever.
And a lot of the people in RuneScape, like pretty much like 80% of people who play Scape, like criticize a lot of their updates in some way, shape, or form, or whatever. So I guess like they're just like shaking and like their nipples are getting pointy because like this is like a really big update and they don't want people to hate it because it's like make it or break it pretty much at this point.
Yeah,
like if
exactly.
this update flops, then their game is fucked. Like no one's gonna want to play.
Because I was like listening to a whole bunch of people like that are in my clan, and they were talking about like peers. Like they were saying that if they like ruin peers and stuff, like that they'll lose a lot of people.
Yeah.
And a lot of PKers. Like if the combat update's a flop, PKing's gone, they're gonna lose a lot of people. And Duel Arena, have you thought of Duel Arena?
Oh god.
Oh god.
I hadn't thought of that.
I haven't thought of that either, dude.
Staking might be gone.
No, staking might be like overpopularized because of how people might know a certain strategy
if it
to do.
brings intelligence
yeah,
into
true,
betting,
but
that'd
I
be kinda
haven't
cool.
thought of it
That'd
like
be an
that, but it
interesting
just seems like it
combination
could.
you never really see.
Yeah, it actually would.
Because if it's just like a regular like box stake, it's pretty much just not exactly a 50-50 shot. It's just completely luck.
It goes by and play.
Yeah,
right.
and it's kind of like I don't know, like staking is like intense if you're sitting there and it's like the same thing over and over again. But if you can actually like implement strategy into staking, then it's actually like kind of fun. Like it's not just sitting there like fuck, I better fucking win or I'm gonna like punch a huge ass hole in my wall. Like it's like you're sitting there and you're like competing against someone else like strategy wise to see if you can actually get
You
the amount of money. And
accept that
if you lose it,
outplayed.
like I don't even think I'd be that mad to be honest. Like. Because it's like you're having fun while you're doing it.
Yeah,
Like,
you got outplayed, obviously.
And
Yeah,
also with the like the strategy, like the punch block kick strategy, who the fuck cares? It doesn't really work that well. Like for some
And
people,
if you're gonna be able to block attacks and stuff.
like right now, staking is pretty much
Well,
just
we're
completely luck. If
anticipating.
you do it with the new combat thing, it's gonna be amazing.
well, it's barely even
Well,
luck
for
anymore
ranger
for most of the
stakes,
people
but
who
yeah.
know to get pid and shit like that, because that's pretty
Mage
just
boxes
sad.
and
Like
rangers.
Yeah, I
people just
know.
go in there and get like hit
But
potential.
those are
like-
mage boxers. Nobody
I
cares.
don't know.
about that.
Yeah, it's pretty sad though. But I don't know. Staking's kind of going downhill. Hopefully, this new combat update is gonna like bring it back up because
I think if the combat update's good, if you think about it, I mean, it could actually make the game so much like if PvP, it could actually make
They
it
get a lot of people
challenging,
switching from
and
games like
they'll
WoW because
get a lot
well,
of
not,
people to
not
actually
like
come
hate on
back.
WoW or
and-
anything because I'm not going to start that argument here. But WoW is dying, so
They're two different games.
yeah, WoW is dying.
and Diablo 3.
A lot
came
of people
out.
left WoW when Rift came out, and now Guild Wars 2 is coming out in like April or June.
Diablo 3.
Diablo
games,
3, yeah.
And the new StarCraft's coming out. So
Yeah, a lot of stuff starting up. But actually, one thing I'm like kind of worried about with the combat revamp is like how much the servers might be lagging like fuck. Because like
Everybody's gonna be doing different
that
things.
FPS thing might, you know.
yeah, that might have actually like that might help with this. Hopefully, just like because like I know like that gloom effect or whatever with like all the fish bowls and like questscapes and shit like that. Like that makes everything lag like fuck. Like no matter how good your computer is. So I'm like kind of worried about like. You know that you see that green shit or whatever, that 2H effect and stuff like that. Like if everyone's doing that or whatever in the world, like in the
They
wilderness,
might-
like
I
how
would
laggy is the
anticipate
wildy
them
gonna be?
switching to 64-bit eventually.
Right.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
need to. They need to have downloadable clients, in my opinion.
Like they have the
Well, you're
downloadable
obviously gonna
RuneScape
have to
client,
be
but you
connected
still
to the
need to be
internet to
connected
do
to the
it,
internet.
but
It's still the same
I think
logins.
that you should have all the game files on your computer. But then you
Yeah, I know,
also open
obviously.
stuff
Yeah,
up
but-
to a lot more hacking. So
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
They'd have to have a lot of
Every game
bigger
you can
security,
download or
and
install on your computer has a lot
it'd
higher hacker
actually bring the price of the game up.
Some fucker just went into my corp world. God damn it. Get the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna crash his faggot ass, dude. Oh my god, he's speaking Spanish. You're dead.
Like,
Alright, so...
yeah.
Tell him I'm
Does
gonna
he
be.
have
I
anything to
don't
say?
think there's anything else to talk about, to be honest. Because we don't know anything else.
Shout out to Joey's cat.
Flopsy.
Flopsy! Woohoo!
Oh yeah, nobody will understand that.
I
don't
don't
even
think
particularly
everyone's
understand
not
it.
going to know what that means.
No, nobody. We need to do more of this.
Yeah, I have a cat.
Basically, Joey has a cat. That is all. Well, he's a few cats.
And it dances.
No, that's not the cat that sits on
And
the
it
bed.
shits on his dad's bed.
It shits on beds.
No, it's not. Cinder's dead, man.
That's Cinder.
But it's still Flopsy.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
that's-
now I feel bad.
How do you feel about yourself now that you've...
Sorry, Joey. No,
So,
I don't know. RS related. I don't have any other topics, to be completely honest.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
basically,
just go around
everybody YouTube
Alright,
shout out.
this
Everybody say your
video is
YouTube
uploaded
channel.
on YT Warzone, which is my
Joey
channel,
first.
so subscribe.
Oh, there you go.
We uploaded my channel
What?
H0MYBOY16.
YouTube.com/RSMVpleasure. If you don't know how to spell RSMVpleasure, then I think you need help. Just
Oh.
saying. Just saying.
All right.
Just saying.
And mine's Fuzzy's HQ, FUZZYS HQ. Yeah.
Brady, you would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did actually.
Yeah.
Dude, there's like 2 other faggots here trying to crash me, so you...
Joe, I'm gonna crash you right now. By the way.
So,
I'm gonna come help you out. Yeah.
so for
Alright.
those
Yeah, I
who like this
I also
podcast,
want to
be
say
sure
that
to
this
leave
was our
comments
first episode,
for
so,
the
like, be lenient on
name
the
of
whole
it.
show, because like it's in its very beta stages right now, so it's a beta server.
Yeah, there's a
This
lot.
is a beta
Oh.
server, guys.
These guys,
Yeah, this is like
definitely
the
out here being
beta
really crap. I did
for-
nothing.
Our podcast.
But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, thank you for watching this.
Yeah.
Not really much else to say on this, but yeah, if you watched it this far, this is one of our shorter episodes. Probably
If
we
you
hope to
made
be
it
a
this
little bit
far.
longer on our next ones, but it is the first show, so. All we had to do was to
Come here and
check
subscribe.
How
Xbox.
much content, either, to be
So
honest,
thank you
that
for
we
watching,
had to
and
talk
Any
about.
last words, anybody?
We had 4 topics.
See ya.
Nope.
No, have a good
Penis.
day, whatever.
All right,
you know.
we did good, man.